good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bull City Hangout 9-3. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟. That's Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. I invite you to check it out at 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟.com. It is production week, so I am slowly changing it over from August to September, also covering up to the second week of October. So I will show you my little what do you call this, a show card. So send information, send your info to Durham 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟, that's Durham's online community paper, at 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟𝗟@gmail.com. You can also, of course, contact me through Messenger. Of course, let me show you, boom, Durham 𝗕𝗓𝗟𝗟@gmail.com, looking for information and also people to interview. So let me go back here to the comments. Alrighty, so the link for joining me on camera is right there. So let me get started. During the weekdays, I like to start with the school tools page. Durham Public Schools, they're still feeding the families who are going through hard times, but it's Tuesdays and Thursdays now. The rules have changed. They're doing the best they can, but it's Tuesdays and Thursdays from 11 to 12:30. So if you are in need, if you have young kids and they're hungry, you can just stop by your closest school, at least the ones that's on the list. There's a list of 25 different schools taking part in this. The addresses are listed. See right here on the school tools page. Sorry for the reflection there. But yeah, I list all 25 schools and the addresses. Again, you have until 12:30 to do that. And I think also, let me make sure. Now, they were giving non-perishable food supplies to the adults, but here it only says the free lunches. So there you go. So if you are in need, definitely check out the list and head out there now. All righty. Let's see what else is happening on the school tools page. Durham Public Schools, they have the Family Academy. This is where parents, caregivers, grandparents, whoever can learn how to help their kids the best way they can, because as you know, everything's remote learning. So they have had like Canvas Learning Management System webinars in English and in Spanish. They taught us how to use Zoom. During today's workshop, they will be finding the rest in stress. So, you know, a lot of people are pretty, how can I put this, at odds, because there's a lot of stress on both the parents and the kids. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if it's going to be exercises. I have no idea, but definitely they're going to give you some tips on dealing with stress. And that is going to be a webinar. It's going to be this evening from 6 until 7. And then they want you to learn how to practice parent self-care. So again, go to the school tools page for information on that. Okay, science adventures. Let me scroll down here. There it is. The North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences and Prairie Ridge Eco Station. They have something today. Actually, it's tomorrow. How to avoid being eaten by bats. Wow. That's a live chat with scientists, and that is going to be tomorrow morning from 11 until noon. This information isn't necessarily for us, but you can learn how different animals, including really beautiful moths who are usually out at night, how they avoid becoming bat dinner, so to speak. Many of the various ways are pretty sneaky, and kids love this stuff. So be sure to tune in. That might be maybe your extra science class. Again, that is tomorrow from 11 until noon, and the link can be found right there on the school tools page. All right, let's go to the word page. That is the governmental and nonprofit information page. I will mention, as always, City of Durham has the Water Hardship Fund to help you catch up with the water bill. DSS, the county can help you maybe if your job's been affected by COVID-19. They might be able to help you with your rent payment or your mortgage payment. Read about that on the word page, the nonprofit and governmental information page. Yes. Let's see if there's any classes going on today. Oh, okay. Durham Tech. So Durham Technical Community College's Small Business Center. Of course, everything's online. They have wonderful webinars. And I've noticed an awful lot more webinars I mean, I had to give them a call yesterday because I see so many webinars listed that I was unnerved. And what has happened is they are gathering um, uh, different groups webinars, which is really smart. So instead of just having maybe 3 or 4 per month, now there's like dozens. So I actually could not even begin to list all of the webinars that are available via Durham Tech. The link that you need is right there on the word page. So let's see what's going on today. So from 2 until 3:30, effective grant research. That's really super important. And not all grants are for nonprofits, because I've actually gotten a couple of grants as an individual. So check that out. The webinar is going to be today from 2 until 3:30. And then tomorrow at noon, the Friday Force and Digital Marketing Series will present how to use Instagram for sales. Super important. If I'm not mistaken, somebody told me, it might have been Eileen, who's like a super duper social media person, or it might have been Alice. But anyway, supposedly, if you have a business account, if I'm not mistaken, a business Instagram account, you can sell directly from Instagram. I think that's how it works. But you can find out, and that's going to be tomorrow from noon until 1:15. Go to the word page and click on that, and then you'll see a whole bunch of webinars that I didn't have room to list. So yeah, definitely check that out. In fact, if my show weren't at noon, I'd be there as well. But anyway, let me go to the gardening page. It's called Garden Shed. And I wanted to tell you about the Backyard Naturalist course. Now, this is open to all. If you want to get college credit, or what do you call that? The the extra credit that you get. I forget the term. Like continuing education, I think that's what they call it. Then you probably want to go to each and every workshop. For the rest of us, you can just join in whatever, just watch whatever webinar you want to watch, whatever tickles your fancy, because you can learn about bugs, mammals, gardening, just conservation. So let's see what's going on this week. So today being the 3rd, okay, conservation basics. That's from 6 until 8. And this is offered by the North Carolina Cooperative Extension Service. It can be found on the Garden Shed page. It's free. So again, you can just attend whatever webinars you want to attend. And like I said, they have lots. And this is going all the way through December. So check that out. Maybe it could be extra credit for school, however you want to do that. Parents, it's up to you. So let me go to the legalese page. I want to respect your time and not rattle on too much. Legal Aid NC has a webinar going on today, if I'm not mistaken. And they're great. Be sure to check out the Legalese page, because I am able to list all of their webinars, and they're really fantastic. Let me put up Tachi's message. She's saying, hey there. Hey, Tachi, I missed Mediascope yesterday. I feel so bad. So I have to watch the replay. Mediascope is so fun. It's like a combination social media and pop culture show starring Tachi with MC Curtis. Super fun. And I will watch the replay. Yes, follow her here on Facebook. Okay, let me see what's going on today with Legal Aid NC. Social Security Disability Clinic, super important. Okay, so really important. Again, that is going to be this afternoon, 2:30 to 4. It's free, and you can also learn how you can get free legal assistance. Different ways that they can help you. Just check them out. Go to the Legalese page and find out about that. Let me see what's going on. Oh, there's another one. They're going to be making a presentation to the Durham PTA Council. That's going to be tonight, 6 o'clock. And so, again, it is Legal Aid NC's Resources for Renters session. Oh, Tobin's here. Okay, 1 second. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's see. So that's going to be, I lost my train of thought. Where am I? Yes. The Resources for Renters session will feature the Durham eviction diversion. Super important. This is going to be a presentation, again, to the Durham PTA Council. That's going to be at 6 o'clock. Learn your rights as a renter. during the COVID-19 pandemic. And again, it's a free Zoom event, so check that out by going to the Legalese page. Now let's go to the Let's Go page. That is the calendar of events page. And as we speak right now, the Nehemiah Christian Center is giving away free lunches if you are in need. They're downtown, right there on Mangum, a couple of blocks north of downtown, still downtown, from noon until 1. They do this Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Also, let me tell you about, let me make sure I'm not leaving anything out. Let's see, so that's Nehemiah. Yes, Durham County Sheriff's Office, the Animal Services Division, their rabies vaccination clinic is back in business. So this afternoon from 2 until 3:30, you make an appointment, of course, because of COVID-19. You can take your pet in to get their rabies shot, $10 cash flat. I mean, they don't make change. So $10 per pet. Make your appointment by going to the Let's Go page and call that number that I listed there. Also, I've been telling you about Durham Technical Community College's incredible information sessions. I mean, these are information sessions dealing with different programs that you can join and get training that leads directly to jobs. So a lot of us have been laid off or pushed to part-time unwillingly. So Durham Tech has come to the rescue. So today, from 1 until 2, get ready to attend this, the Occupational Therapy Assistant Information Session. Definitely check that out. And Tashi says it's not a bad price for pet shots. I guess so. $10. I don't know. I don't have a pet. Well, I have a stray. But yeah. So definitely the Occupational Therapy Assistant Information Session from 1 until 2. Even if you're not sure, if you're going to look for a new job, at least check it out because it's free. And the program is just really, Okay, New Visions of Africa restaurant. They're giving away free snacks and meals from 3 until 6 this afternoon. They are right next door to W.D. Hill on Fayetteville Street. So if you are in need, don your face mask and head out there. Again, between 3 and 6. Duke University's Keenan Institute for Ethics and the, am I going to say this right? Fuqua, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Center on Leadership and Ethics. They're co-hosting the Reimagining the World Together series talk called Why Friendship Matters for Our Future. And that is going to be from 5 until 6:15 this evening. And that should be really good. It's free, of course. So go to the Let's Go page for the link on that. Desi L. Campbell, he has his weekly Let's Talk Genealogy webinar. Check that out. It's from 6 until 6:30. Learn how to look up information on your family in terms of their family history. That should be fun. Also, Don't Waste Durham's next Reducing Waste in Durham Public Schools meeting. I know the kids aren't in school, but they're still, making plans. So share your ideas on ways to improve trash management, recycling, and composting in the schools. So that's going to be tonight from 6 until 7. Also happening, there's so much happening today. Oh my God. I told you about this, Legal Aid NC's Durham Eviction Diversion. That's, again, 6 o'clock. Now, tomorrow, the Salvation Army of Durham, right there on Liberty Street, they have Free Food Friday. If you are in need, definitely go there. From 9 until 11, you can get canned goods. You can get meats, drinks, snacks, hygiene items, sometimes even pet food. They do ask that you bring a strong bag, so that lets you know that they will be giving away lots of goodies. There's a few rules that you have to follow, so check that out on the Let's Go page. Also tomorrow, Nehemiah Christian Center, again, they're giving away boxes of produce tomorrow, 10 until noon. If you are on foot or public transportation, they want you to bring a folding shopping cart if you have one. So again, a message from okay. Oh, we're going to talk about the Museum of Life and Science. Okay, yes. Okay, one second. Where was I? Yes, boxes of produce for free from 10 until noon. Read about that on the Let's Go page. Quick weather report. It is 90 degrees and sunny and humid. And then tomorrow, it's going to be 91 and sunny. It's going up to 93 today. So let's see what is going on with our guest. Let me take this off the screen real quick and then see what's happening. Good afternoon. Whoa, look what I have going across your face. How rude.
That's okay. Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Wait a minute. Wait, you're with the museum?
I'm not. I was just posting that because I thought it might be of interest to people.
Okay, because I was like, oh, I thought you were with the city.
No, I'm still with the county. I guess I should.
Oh, county. Yeah.
I'm just wearing my Duke shirt, right? I'm working from home, but I am working.
Okay.
Still the sustainability manager for the county, but I've been collaborating with the museum on a couple projects related to climate change, and they're doing a series of these online forums, and tonight is one on extreme precipitation. So extra rain. Wow. I think we've all been noticing that when it's raining a lot in a short amount of time, and that leads to flooding. I know I've been in Durham 20 years now, and I feel like it's definitely more flooding going on than it used to. So anyway, this is one of the series, and they're going to be talking about that. They have a couple great experts who are going to be online, and just thought people might be interested.
I am so glad you came on because I was unaware of this event. That's why I tell people to please send me information, because sometimes things get by me. So this is wonderful, and it has been raining a lot. So in terms of, with your knowledge and what you do 9 to 5, would you say that we're getting more rain than usual? Because I remember a couple of years being super duper rainy. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't take it on a year-to-year level, but you got to look at trends over time. And when you look at trends over time, you definitely see more precipitation, more rain. And then, of course, we'll have periods of drought where it doesn't rain at all for long periods of time. So the thing with climate change is really change. Sometimes you get more of something, sometimes you get less of something. Hot air absorbs more moisture. And so as we have climate change and our global temperatures are increasing, the air temperatures are increasing, the capacity to take in more water is higher. And that means when it rains, it's going to rain a lot. So when we see hurricanes come through that are dumping just tons and tons of water, either here in North Carolina or, of course, Louisiana or Texas, they just have so much more water because it's warmer in general. And so as climate change progresses, we're going to see more and more of this. And
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's important for people to, recognize that this is a problem now. It's going to continue to be a problem. And what are things we can do about it? Planting trees is a great way. Trees are a great absorber of water, stormwater. And so the more trees we have, the better able our environment is to handle that extra water. And even just natural areas in general, even if you can't plant trees, if you have plants or, things like that, that's better than having just straight plain dirt, or certainly better than like pavement or something like that.
Well, I've been feeling pretty distressed. Sometimes during really rainy seasons, I see trees that have simply fallen over, like in Forest Hills Park, maybe because the trees are so old there, but they take in so much water that they actually just topple.
Yeah, that's not usually so much because they've taken on so much water. I think either they're distressed for some other reason and their roots are giving way. The roots are really anchoring them into the ground.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, if they're weakened by something, either just because they're old, or if there's pests, or if their roots have been disturbed, maybe someone's been digging around or something like that. It can definitely push trees over. We do see, like in the snow or ice events, where it can be so heavy that pulls a tree over. But rain in and of itself wouldn't do that. Now, I have seen situations where it's rained so much that the ground is just so saturated and muddy that even though there are roots in there, the mud is slippery and the roots will, kind of come out of that. So if we do get too much rain and then you get some wind, it certainly can push trees over that way.
So it's good to have. Now, in Chicago, where I'm from, everybody has a cute little one tree in front of their house. And here in Durham, however, like my next door neighbor must have, I don't know, like almost like 10 trees, which is great, right?
Yeah.
For climate warming and whatnot. What else? What else should we be doing? Planting trees. What do flowers help? Because
flowers help. Really, anything that's growing is going to be absorbing water. So trees are great because they're just big, so they're going to absorb a lot of water. So if you have an area in your yard that maybe is, tends to keep that water there a lot, you should definitely check and make sure there's no underground, wires or any of that stuff before you dig. But then find a tree that's good for that location. So not all trees like it really wet. Some trees do, and some trees don't. So make sure you get the right tree for the right location. So, if you check with you had mentioned earlier the cooperative extension, they have a master gardeners program, and they're really great resources for figuring out what tree you should plant and where, and then how to take care of it. But again, even if you don't have room for a tree, or maybe you don't want a tree that close to your house or something like that, planting some bushes, azaleas or something else that, evergreens are good, that are kind of, more than maybe just a couple flowers. The bigger the thing is, the more water it will absorb. But even if, nothing else, flowers are great, especially native flowers that also provide then pollen for pollinators like bees and butterflies. So and they're pretty. So those are all good things.
And I do know a well-placed tree or two can cut down on your air conditioning, because if you're able to block the summer rays, afternoon rays, that is, from hitting your house, you can really, really cut down your. In fact, I never turn on my air conditioning. I just have my little ceiling fan, even though it's 90 right now.
Yeah.
My ceiling fan's good enough, because my neighbor, thank goodness, has like a line of trees.
Yeah.
That cuts the sun. In fact, it never really enters my home, even the sunlight.
That's great.
On the front part of my house. So, it's a little darker than I like, but again, I don't have to worry about air conditioning and being baked by the sun.
It's a trade-off. It's true, but you're also saving, on your energy bill. So that's a good thing there. Trees can really help in so many ways. They do provide shade. They can provide shade on the roads or on the sidewalks or bus stations, bus stops, if they're public trees in public areas, and then providing shade to your house. Or even if you can't shade the whole house, if you can put something that would shade in the summertime, your air conditioner system, if it's outside, then that can at least keep it from working so hard. You want to make sure you're not planting a tree that's going to dump leaves on it all the time, because you want to keep that system
keep it clear.
So, you have to think about that. If you have a deciduous tree, which are the kind of trees that lose their leaf in the winter, those are nice, because in the winter you actually want the sun coming into your house to brighten it up for your motions, but also add in a little bit of heat to your house so that you don't have to turn your heat on as much. So deciduous trees are really good generally on the south side of a house. That's where we're getting the sun. And in the summer they'll shade you, and then in the winter they'll let the sun in. So those are good. Those are good things. Trees are great. They do so many wonderful things.
I know. Tell me about it. I'm curious about, so what else do you cover in your job? And what's your title is sustainability
manager. And when you knew me, I was both working for both the city and the county as a sustainability manager. And then as of July last year, we split. So now I just focus on the county. And we're focusing on a couple of things. One is updating our greenhouse gas emissions reduction plan from 2007. Durham was the first community to adopt a plan, and that was great and exciting, but a lot of things have changed since 2007, so we're updating that plan. And also working on a renewable energy plan for county operations. The Board of Commissioners adopted a resolution to have county operations, like our buildings and our vehicles and our water treatment plant, to run on 80% renewable energy by 2030 and 100% 50. It's pretty ambitious.
That is.
We're going to work on a plan on how we might be able to get there. That's pretty exciting stuff.
So do you deal with like solar energy
Yep.
ideas?
That's generally, I mean, here in the Piedmont, solar is our best option for renewable energy. North Carolina has wind resources, but more on the coast or in the mountains, and not so much here. So we probably won't see a bunch of windmills popping up in Durham. But
I have seen them though.
Yeah.
But here's what frustrates me. I am really into solar energy.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of interest. And I've been frustrated. I see these little announcements on Facebook. You know, you can get free, solar.
Yeah.
Sign. And then when you call, you have to make a certain income
Yeah.
in order to qualify. And my thing is, and I've told other folks this who deal with energy. I think I don't think that they're totally misguided in what I call the top-down approach, appealing to people with money. But for those of us who actually need to save money, not that nobody needs to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
We all need to save money.
Yeah.
But I really think that solar energy should start what I call bottom up and encourage people who actually are paying their own electric bills and are having a hard time doing it. Because I love how Duke is giving away the light bulbs, the energy efficient light bulbs. I love that. And my energy bill has gone down significantly. But I really think that if we practiced, solar energy conservation type, like when I was really, 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 really in financial distress, I actually invested in some solar lights and hung them from hooks in my ceiling. And thank goodness Durham is in the South and it's very sunny here. But yeah, I wouldn't turn on my lights at night. I would use my solar lights. This is when I was really bad off financially. I'm doing better now, thank goodness. But it really helped.
Yeah.
It really helped. And I've been telling people who are also financially distressed, who have kids and say, well, I don't think my kids would like this. And I'd say you should call it camping day. Like maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, you use your, because they're, they have the task lights and the general lamp lights that you can hang from the ceiling. They are super wonderful. And I really wish that they would aim them at the working class people. Because I know people who are actually on welfare, they have I think they're pretty much taken care of in terms of their bills, their light bills, if I'm not mistaken. If it works the same way here as it does in Chicago. But for maybe like working class, who, they can't rely on the government to pay their light bills.
Yeah.
Maybe I think solar energy should be aimed at the working class and middle class.
There are a lot of people who agree with you on that, me included. First, I want to say, don't click on those ads on Facebook.
Oh, so who are those people really?
I don't know who they are, but I'm not sure they're legitimate. So if anyone is interested in getting solar on their homes, there are a lot of local solar companies, and you can Google them. And we have several who are based right in Durham and certainly in the Triangle and in North Carolina. And I would definitely recommend people getting estimates from several of those companies, just like you would if you were replacing, your water heater or your air conditioning unit. You wouldn't just go with whoever, you saw on Facebook or whatever. You'd want to research that. So I encourage that. Definitely. As far as the low income, the problem right now is that it actually, without subsidies, it isn't financially economical to necessarily put solar on a home. So that's why it's not necessarily that they're targeting it at one or the other. It's just that you do need some amount of disposable income right now.
And you're talking about the panels.
Yeah, right. Solar panels on your house. There is a program that's relatively new in North Carolina that allows you to lease those lease the panels instead of buying them all at once, and that does make it a little bit more affordable. So that is an option for people, depending on how much you are paying right now for your utility, electricity bills, and how much sun you get. You can have a company come out and tell you, hey, if you put these solar panels on, it's gonna, cost whatever it is, I don't know, $15,000, and you spread that out over 15 years, and you're gonna save this much every month. You can, see how, okay, over time that's gonna save And that's better than the old model where you just had to pay up front and, only if you had $50,000 could you do it or whatever. So that makes it a little more accessible, but still, it's still a barrier. I've been having a lot of conversations with my counterparts around the state and even with people within Duke Energy about renewable energy options for low to middle income residents and maybe some new programs that we could devise to make that more accessible. But it would right now require some kind of subsidy from somebody. Yeah. Is that the city? Is that the county? Is that corporations? Is that other ratepayers who are paying into a fund? We don't know yet what that will look like, but it is something a lot of people are interested in.
I want to show you a couple of lights real quick. I have them hanging up right here. I got two lights I want to show you. Put on my earbuds. And see, here's my dream. Wait, well, here are my two lights that I wanted to show.
Oh, those are nice.
So it's a hanging lantern. It lights up the whole room. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of afraid of the dark, so I actually use this as a night light in my bedroom. I hang it from the ceiling. And then this is a task light, which you can use in your bathroom. And we're talking serious. And see, actually, this company is called D-Light. They actually make these lights for kids in what they call third world countries. Yeah. They've been studying by kerosene and having to be outside because kerosene is dangerous.
Yeah.
So, see, here's my dream: is that someone, I don't know if it would be Duke Energy or the county or whatever, I don't know, that they would buy a bunch of, or partner with these companies that are actually serving third world countries, because with every purchase, they use some of the proceeds to help supply these poor families in these countries. So that's what I'm hoping, that one day that they could convince people who are in need, not necessarily the poorest of the poor, but working class, who, struggling, that they could, invest in some of these with the help of the government or some agency. And then again, they'd be also helping people who are even poorer.
Yeah.
In third world countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a win-win.
Yeah. I would love to, I've been throwing that idea around at different people. I hope it comes to fruition one day. Because I think
how much do those cost? Do you remember?
This is 16.
Okay.
This is 18.
Okay.
So it's a lot, but I only have, I only worry about 3 rooms in my house, basically. My bathroom, well, it's not really a room, but my bedroom and my kitchen. The bathroom's a room, I guess.
And you could move them around with you. I mean,
exactly.
Going into another room.
So I wish I could show you, but I have these J hooks in the ceiling.
Like you hang a plant or something from up there?
Yeah. I have J hooks, and then I have little 10-inch bungee cords, micro bungee cords. And so
you can reach them without getting up on a ladder and just grab them down?
Yeah, because you have to take them down to charge them up.
Yeah.
So, and it only takes at the very least 4 hours to charge them. And in fact, they have different like, this is like regular. Oh, it needs to be charged up, but it has like regular setting and then super bright setting. So I've been running this all night for 3 nights so far on one charge.
Wow.
So you don't have to charge them every single day.
Yeah.
And this is very intense. The task light is very intense, and they will only, I think they'll last maybe 4 hours on the bright setting. But again, this is for studying,
right?
And for cooking and homework and bathroom, putting, washing your face, all that kind of stuff, brushing.
And good
teeth.
To have on hand too. If the power goes out or something like that you can
exactly.
Light. It's much safer than candles or something like that. A lot of people use, and that's dangerous.
That's another reason why I got these, is because when I moved here, I was taking care of an Alzheimer's patient, my aunt, and I didn't want her stumbling around. She used the bathroom at night a lot.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to turn on the full light, the ceiling light in the hallway, because she would wander all over the house and use the bathroom in many creative places. Yeah. And so what I would do, I would direct her to the bathroom with the task lights.
There you go.
so that she would just follow the lights and go to the bathroom and not use
Great.
because like I said, she was very creative, to say the least.
Yeah.
But that happens.
Yeah.
So it's very, very, and Tashi says she wants to look into, so I got them from Amazon. You can get them directly from the company. It's called 𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟, 𝗕.light. I'm not trying to promote them, but there are other companies that have similar goals where they help people in Southeast Asia, Africa, and Latin America. And I wrote to them. I said, there's a lot of poor folks here in USA who could use these lights. So don't limit your marketing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously.
Great. That's great. So I learned something. Thanks.
Well, I hope that maybe we could talk later about this because I'm really gung-ho on solar energy. Because to me, it's kind of embarrassing when you think about it. We have all this sun. We're in the South. Why aren't we using it? Right?
Yeah. It's coming at us whether we use it or not. We might as well use it.
Yeah, why not? Invest in sunlight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anything else you want to promote? And again, I wanted to mention, you said the Museum of Life and Science. You just put it on the screen here. So it's an online session on extreme precipitation in North Carolina related to climate change. It's tonight, 6:30 until 7. And then the link is given. And I will do a write-up and add it to the Durham Skywriters Let's Go page as soon as we leave here. I really appreciate you telling us about it.
Sure.
Definitely. And I welcome you to, how did you hear about Bull City Hangout?
Honestly, I was just on Facebook and saw it pop up. And I thought, oh my goodness, I haven't seen Pat in so long. Let's see what's going on in Durham. I mean, I'm holed up in my house like everybody else. I don't get out to anything anymore. But it's nice to think about.
I really, really. Now, I heard that government is opening, slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely, yeah. But for the county, we've been told if we don't have to come into the office that we really shouldn't because there are people who do have to come in. And the fewer of us there, the safer it is for everybody. Mm-hmm. So I can do my work from home pretty much. I stop in the office, once every few weeks. But I stay home so the people who have to be there can be there safely. And that's what we should all be doing.
So what do you think about the future? Some people are saying that two things might happen. One, it's going to be hard to convince people to come back because they love working at home. Some people hate it, I understand. Yeah. And number two, some companies have discovered those who are able to keep up with their rent, because some businesses are going out of business because they can't keep up with their rent. But those companies who are able to survive are saying, hey, we can save a lot on rent. And if we just let the folks just, work out of their homes.
For the lease for all those buildings. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. I think it will change. Telework was something that we promoted because it's fewer people driving. And fewer people parking, especially downtown where, parking is at a premium. But it's hard to get people to do something that's so different. It's hard for managers maybe to trust that their employees are working or the employees don't have the right setup at home or, whatever it is. And my hope is that this experiment will show a lot of people that that it is possible. And certainly not all jobs can be done from home. And maybe not all jobs should be 100% from home. But, if a lot of people work from home 2 days a week, 3 days a week, that's a lot less cars on the freeway. It's a lot less pollution. It's savings for the people who are not driving. We're not having to keep building more parking downtown. So there are a lot of benefits to it now that we're maybe more comfortable with it. So I'm hopeful for that. I know for the county, Durham County, we're about to start an effort to try to get a significant amount of employees who work at our Health and Human Services building to not be driving because of parking situation. And so this was not how we planned to do it.
I know.
But, it's something. So I do hope that it does continue after all this, although I certainly miss seeing my coworkers and being downtown.
I'm sure.
And being able to, go out to eat and things like that. So we would love it to be more of a choice and not a requirement.
I understand. Or maybe 1 month on, 1 month off.
Yeah. I would personally, I have not worked from home. This is new for me since March. But now I have a setup. I have a desk and I have, my computer at home and things like that. For me personally, I could work 2 to 3 days a week from home and just go in the office a few times. It'd be easier when my kids are in school and not at home with me.
Oh, right. Kids.
It's a bit of a distraction, but, we're all doing the best that we can. That's all we can do.
And I know we're learning as we're going along. It's really hard for people like me looking for information sometimes to, you can't just call a company or museum or whatever and expect to get someone's cell phone number.
Yeah.
And I understand that. So it's been really hard for me sometimes to get information from organizations like Cough Cough, Moorhead Planetarium, because it's almost impossible. And I understand it because they're not in the office.
Yeah. But there should be still a good way then. If people are not going to be in the office and they don't have a cell phone they can, post or direct it to, then they need to be really good about updating their websites and things like that, I think. That's
the problem. And I'm not trying to dump on Moorhead because I love their Tuesday morning science programs. It's just that I don't know if they're done or not because they're only listing one and it just happened. I don't know if that's it for the season or if there's going to be more programming. Who knows? Everything's up in the air. But thank you, Tobin. Thank you so much for dropping by. And drop by anytime.
Thanks.
And in fact,
talking to you.
Encourage folks that you know from the city and county to drop in because, again, you just shared me some information that I totally was unaware of. Completely. So I definitely invite any and everybody who has information or just people who want to hang out.
Yeah.
So just join me.
I'll let the folks at the museum know too, because they have a lot of programming going on and I'm sure they'd love to get the word out on that. And they're fun people to talk to. So I'm sure you'll enjoy it.
Awesome. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Take care.
Okay. Have a beautiful day.
You too. Bye.
Super awesome. And thank you, Taji, for your wonderful comments. I don't know if you're able to join or not. The link is on the Facebook page. Otherwise, I will just get back to work. And I'm curious, what is it in Florida? Because in fact, let me check. We're supposed to go up to 93. And I'll tell you one thing, the sun is back. We've been getting nothing but rain for like weeks. We're going to have sun all the way through this coming Tuesday. Oh, shoot. And then 4 more days of thunderstorms. Oh, man. But let's not cry about that because today it's going to be 93 and sunny. Tomorrow, 91 and sunny. Saturday, 80 and sunny. Sunday, 84 and sunny. Monday, 85 and sunny. Tuesday, 85 and sunny. I don't think it gets much better than that. So let's enjoy it while we can because when it gets cold, we'll be complaining about that, I'm sure. So Tachi, if you don't want to join me, that is okay. You can join me on another day. And what I will do is to get back to work and I will ask you to have a wonderful afternoon. Check out these solar lights. They're fun. I'm not trying to hawk them. I'm just, they come in handy. I still use them even though I'm not destitute anymore, but still they come in handy. I still don't mind saving on my electric bill. That's all I have to say about that. So again, these are D.𝗕𝗨𝗟𝗟 Amazon. This is like 18 to 20. I think this is the old model. So I think this has been bumped down to 18. The new one might be a little bit more. And then this task light, I don't want to blind you, but woo! The task light is around $14 to $16. I think this has been replaced too. These lights are several years old and they work beautifully. Anyway, you have a beautiful afternoon. I will see you tomorrow at noon. Be sure, let me show you my little show card. Wait a minute. Booyah. Send information to durhamskywriter@gmail.com. Also find me on Facebook. Follow the Durham Skywriter page on Facebook. Find me on, send information via Messenger, however you want to do it. Anyway, you have a beautiful day, and I will see you tomorrow at noon. Ciao for now.